Southern California's housing market is moving at a punishing speed. For the middle class, the traditional path to home ownership is rapidly slipping out of reach. Take Orange County as the benchmark. If you want to acquire a standard four-bedroom home in a premium district like Cypress, the entry price routinely demands over $1 million. That massive price tag forces high-earning professionals into a brutal binary choice. Either rent an apartment indefinitely, or take on a hyper-leveraged mortgage that consumes their entire income. This mid-century model defined the suburban dream. But because traditional site-built homes are land-intensive and require months of on-site labor and inspections, they cannot be deployed fast enough to keep up with demand, turning a standard home into a scarce, high-priced asset. But a single address in the center of Cypress suggests the million-dollar price floor isn't as solid as it looks. This is 9080 Bloomfield Avenue, space 126. It is located in the middle of Cypress, California, and the asking price is exactly $195,000. At that price point, you have to look past the conventional real estate market and evaluate a completely different set of structural and legal rules. Let's address the immediate hesitation. When buyers hear mobile home park, a very specific cultural stigma often halts the conversation. That psychological barrier is rooted in mid-century realities. People picture the cramped, temporary tin trailers of the past, an image that no longer applies to modern zoning or building standards. Modern manufactured housing is built to the HUD code in precision, climate-controlled environments. These facilities use assembly line efficiencies and volume material buying to drop construction time to just a few weeks. 9808 Bloomfield is a 1996 double-wide unit offering 1,344 square feet of interior space, along with a newer roof and fresh exterior paint. Inside, the space mimics a site-built home. You get high ceilings, abundant natural light, and a central heating and air conditioning system. It also features a 4-bedroom floor plan, a rarity in this asset class, along with a primary suite that includes a soaking tub and a separate shower. Because the physical structure is functionally identical to a traditional suburban house, the $800,000 market discount must be derived entirely from the legal mechanics of the dirt beneath it. The core trade-off here operates on a split ownership model. You acquire absolute ownership of the physical structure, but you surrender ownership of the underlying land. The immediate financial advantage is capital preservation. You bypass the $200,000 down payment required for a site-built Cypress home, dropping the barrier to entry to a fraction of that cost. The compromise is the land lease. To keep your home on the lot, you pay a monthly space rent of approximately $1,900 to the Lincoln Center community. This quadrant chart maps housing options by comparing monthly burn rate against square footage. Site-built homes sit top right, high cost, high space. Renting sits top left, high cost, low space. 9080 Bloomfield uniquely drops into the bottom right, low entry cost, high space. U.S. Census Bureau data provides the macro context for why that entry cost is so much lower. This chart compares average 2024 construction costs. Site-built single-family homes averaged $168.86 per square foot, while manufactured homes averaged just $78.60. That is a 53% discount on the raw structure itself, even before you factor in the massive premiums of California land values. Purchasing this property is not a play for long-term land appreciation. It is a defensive strategy for immediate capital preservation and cash flow management. Naturally, you have to ask what value a buyer actually extracts from handing over $1,900 a month in space rent. The value is the geographic moat. This property is located inside Cypress, California, an incredibly high-demand matrix of Orange County, with tight zoning and high property values. The most valuable asset attached to that location is zoned access to top-tier public education: Arnold Elementary, Lexington Junior High, and Cypress High School. On a physical level, the space rent covers the amenities provided by the Lincoln Center mobile estates, including a community pool, a clubhouse, a dog park, and a game room. The trade-off for these amenities is living under park management rules. This includes strict pet guidelines, such as restricting households to one dog or cat under 30 pounds. The space rent also absorbs your standard utilities, like water and trash pickup, centralizing a portion of your monthly overhead. Ultimately, the space rent functions as a subsidized lifestyle and education subscription. It allows you to access Cypress schools while bypassing the brutal property tax assessments of $1 million home. Who actually wins by executing this specific housing strategy? This matrix scores the property against traditional options based on upfront capital, interior space, equity potential, and school access. The primary winner is the young family, needing 4 bedrooms and elite schools but capped out of the million-dollar market. This checks your most critical boxes. The secondary ideal buyer is the empty nester. This model allows someone to sell their site-built home, pocket the existing equity, and move into a single-level community with covered parking. Conversely, you should avoid this property if you are an investor seeking aggressive land value appreciation or a family with multiple large breed dogs. There is an immediate catalyst making this deal urgent. The seller is offering a $10,000 credit toward the buyer's closing costs, further lowering the barrier to entry. To run your exact monthly numbers or schedule a private tour of the community, you can contact Shelley Eshelman Realty directly. For families willing to trade the dirt they stand on for the quality of life they actually want, 9080 Bloomfield 126 provides a calculated path back into the Cypress market.